Hi, my name is Jada, and I aspire to be a character concept artist after graduation, so I've created the Butterfly Project, which gives me the opportunity to create art as if I were a concept artist already. I plan to make a line of characters inspired by the term butterfly, and have them visually dramatically different. One of the main traits to have in this field of work is to have the ability to go against the grain and have out-of-the-box ideas. I'll be explaining how this project has been crafted for just that. This project isn't about butterflies, but using them as a starting point. When thinking of the term butterfly, you may already have instant visual connections to the word. Maybe you think of the silhouette, the pattern, the popular breed monarch, or the colour of the morpho, or maybe just an established character already using it as its own motif. Well, because of this established relationship you have with the butterfly, it made it all the more appealing for myself to approach it in terms of concept art. This is a lineup of characters from the same world. You see they're distinct and unique. I think being able to do out-of-the-box thinking when it comes to the same motif is something employers will find very valuable, so I want a similar result when I create a lineup of characters based on my butterfly motif. These characters don't just appear though, they need to be developed. This project will be the outcome of my 3 years here at University of Portsmouth, and I want to be able to use it for job applications. Since concept art is an industry job, there will be skill barriers required for the highly sought-out role. I found it very important to initially look at places advertising these jobs and treating it as a sort of checklist in my own sketchbook, so after university I have a whole module to relate and show them that I have these skills that they require. This character, Todd, from BoJack Horseman, didn't just appear. There had to be an initial idea that needs to get developed. This is the concept of the character. That is a concept artist's role. In this instance, a pathetic sad and a whimsical happy expression sheet is the core that cemented the character we know on screen. These sheets in animation, cartoons and games are so the people in teams who develop the content are able to see personality, character consistency in every stage. There's also been a new use for pages like this one, which leads me to my possible outcome for my project. Images like Todd are put in art books when something large is developed. Here is presented a sketch and a final design of Drow Ranger from Dota 2. And this is an artist book from the very popular MOBA game, which Drow also resides. Games like Dota 2 or League of Legends are full of concept art, ideas, collaboration, and artist books highlight some of these pieces of work. In terms of video game concept artist, I was inspired by the lead art director Night Zong and narrative concept artist Drew Wolf. You can see their work is immensely beautiful for concept design and something I found deeply inspiring for my time at university, which helped push me towards basing my own concept idea. These artists both work for Valve, the company that created the aforementioned Dota 2. By choosing an existing game to illustrate around, it gives me a style to emulate, checking off another part of my to-do list. Watching easy access tutorial videos by AAA game artist Mark Brunet and reading the book Creative Illustration by Andrew Loomis helps cement my understanding of experienced artists' processes, so when the time comes I can show I have prepared and am ready with similar processes that these companies look for. Looking through job listings for this role, fundamentals are consistently important and you need to have the ability to be fast-paced. These go hand in hand, and I took it upon myself to illustrate more knowledgeably by going to life drawing classes with the university. For this lineup of characters, I researched folklore, images of species and habitats. I also asked the Dota 2 communities for ideas in order to gain inspiration from this information. I then set out with my own brief, using the term butterfly and illustrating ideas that spouted from it. At this point in time, I hadn't done specific research and went with familiarity, silhouette experimentation, and personality through posing, which Andrew Loomis's book highlighted for me. The steps I take after are thinking not of one individual, but of applying that concept further. How about a race of people like ourselves but have the ear silhouette of butterfly breeds, with their own individuality? Subtle changes like these give hints to world building. Concept art isn't just the person, but also their attire, their culture, and more. You can go lots more into depth when you start to think about these things. Concept art sheets can look something like this. By focusing on the gauntlets with just the term butterfly, rather than looking at the armour as a whole, I can pay more attention to the fine, character-defining details. These ideas can be worked upon and combined. Your first illustration is never your last in the concept artist industry. Even though the end of this artistic equation has the ideas in place, it will still be pushed further. To come up with something like this, This character follows my brief in subtle ways, but the context behind it is for mine and the employer to know, and for the fans to excitedly explore within an art book. It explores silhouette, expression, memorability, colour palettes, and just general things I found are valued in the art industry. As my outcome will be a hand-bound artist book to use for my portfolio, it needs to showcase the visual development of characters, with pages similar to this presented art that has been produced for the League of Legends character Echo. The next step for concept artists in the gaming industry are pieces called splash art. This is an example of splash art illustrated by different artists of the same character Echo. We can break down this image and see Echo's abilities, character, and even a bit of personality coming through in this one scene alone. While I'm not at that stage yet, pages and developments like that will then lead up to my next stage, conceptualizing the artist book. Here is a mock-up of what that could look like template-wise for my own project. Right now, I'm developing this lineup of characters that I want to showcase, each hand-picked to be their own unique person, all tied together by the term butterfly, to show that I can do something a little different.